So I'm making a video of my 2004 Expedition. It is a 5.4 Triton. For those of you having a head gasket problem, I highly recommend to take it to a shop. And the reason why is because this engine needs to be pulled. And the reason why I say that, you could possibly maybe lift the motor mounts. You cannot get to the exhaust headers in the bottom. The bolts, they're right up against the frame. I mean, you cannot get nothing in there. You might be able to get it on the passenger side, on the driver's side, but you're definitely not going to get it on the passenger side. So I got into this. I've got my top ones off, and the bottom ones, there's no getting to them. I mean, that frame rides right up against that head. I mean, you've got maybe 2 inches, if that, to get down in there. And then you can't get the right angle on your wrenches neither. I mean, so if you have that problem with that head on that passenger side, the oil leaking out of it, or just, need a head gasket on that side, on that passenger side, I wouldn't even attempt to do the driver's side. I mean, you don't want to do one and not the other. So, you need to go on and pull this engine. I'm telling you right now. And another thing that I discovered was the 2 bolts that go, unless if you've got a cutoff tool, the 2 bolts that go to the donut gasket coming down from the headers, you're not going to be able to get them off. I mean, there's no way. I mean, the way that Ford done it, it's got an elbow that's probably 4 inches wide, and you could probably get a swivel to it. And I don't understand why they didn't turn them donut sideways to where you could get to the bolts, but you cannot get to them bolts. I mean, you got to have a lot of torque to get them things off. PB blaster, everything. I mean, to get them things off, and you got to let it set, all that. So, unless if you've got one of those small handheld cutoff tools that looks like a grinder, but it spins the opposite direction, like a drill, you could probably cut them nuts off or cut them studs off that go to the donut gaskets, and you might be able to pull it that way. But other than that, unless you cut that exhaust, I mean, if you can't get to them, you're not getting this engine out. I mean, you're not getting the engine out, period. So, and I've had all kinds of problems, with not being able to get here, not being able to get there, and, which I have got here and I have got there, but you are not getting them bottom bolts out of that header. There's no way. It's not going to happen. Not without pulling that engine. And, I've seen videos of, them lifting the body off of the frame and all that. And, you can do that with the trucks, but you're not going to do that with this Expedition. I mean,